So on this channel, I've watched a lot of videos about people's experiences moving to live in Finland, and today I'm going to look at something that's quite important for people who want to move to Finland to learn about before doing that. It's the real cost of living in Finland, a comprehensive guide. So yeah, I want to know, what's the cost of living like in Finland? I guess it probably depends on where you live as well, whether it's a city, whether it's a more rural area. Tell me in your experience how the cost of living is. But let's watch this. And where do you think gets the best value for your money in Finland? Where would you recommend people move to? Let's watch this.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to learning about life in Finland. Today we're covering a very important topic, which is the true cost of living in Finland. I'm Megha from Couple of Expats, and today we are covering the third video of a 4-part video series about revealing the secrets of life in Finland, brought to you in partnership with Turku Business Region. If you're planning to move to Finland, you already probably know that the Nordic countries are known for being some of the most expensive countries in the world. So today we're breaking down the most important aspects that you need to consider when planning your move to Finland. So the first big expense you want to consider is the price of accommodation. If you're coming to Finland to study or work, perhaps you are entitled to student housing. That would be something important to inquire because it can really help in saving money. However, when you have to move out of student housing and start exploring the private market, things can get more tricky. Private apartments are available through websites such as Oikotie, Etuovi, and Vuokraovi. Keep in mind that it's standard practice for apartments to require a deposit of 1 to 2 months rent. Also, make sure to inquire whether the rent includes utilities like water, electricity, and internet, because those expenses alone can add up to a significant amount of money. And to give you an idea about prices in Turku, a 1-bedroom apartment costs between 600 to 800 euros per month, and that depends a lot on location, and if you're willing to live a little bit outside of the city or share accommodation, you can save even more money.
Yeah, so the highest share there was like 800 or 900, but what about a house, say, like you've got a family, if you've got 2 children, how much does it cost for a house? Again, maybe not right in the centre of a city, like Helsinki, Turku. What if it's like in the suburbs or the outer side? How much would you pay for a house for rent, do you think, on average? And then with all the other bills like internet, your utilities, what are the average costs for like a 3 or 4 bedroom house for those?
The next big expense to consider is the price of food. Finland has several grocery store chains. For example, there's Lidl, there's Prisma, there's S-Market, there's K-Market, and among them, Lidl is the most affordable choice, but when it comes to selection of items, then K-Market, Prisma, these are the ones that have a much wider selection. Now, if you want to keep the cost of food to a minimum, then home cooking is the way to go. We have actually been meal prepping over the weekend for years, and that has saved us a lot of money.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Like, I know that in a lot of countries the price of food has been increasing, or the price of produce, fruit, whatever, meats has been increasing quite a lot. Definitely in the UK that's the case, but in Finland, do you find that have the prices been increasing a lot? Have they managed to kind of stay stable? How often do you cook at home versus going out? That's one thing. Living in Asia, I like that it's quite easy to go out. There's most countries I've lived in or visited, it's relatively cheap to eat out, whether it's like street food, local food, whatever. But I do find that when I go back to Europe that it's a lot more costly to eat out, so people just do it less. How often would you eat out at a restaurant, do you think?
If you're looking for another way to save money while shopping at grocery stores, consider returning the plastic and glass bottles you collect on a daily basis. Most stores have specific machines where you can deposit your bottles, and in return, you'll receive a receipt that can be deducted from the cost of your grocery bill. Not only is this a great way to save money, but it's also an excellent way to practice environmental sustainability by recycling and reducing waste.
Nice, not too bad actually, quite good Good amount.
Eating out in Finland can get pretty expensive pretty quickly, with the cost of an appetizer being somewhere between 10 and 15 euros and a main course being between 20 and 40 euros, of course based on where you're dining out. But if you do enjoy dining out, there are more affordable options such as lunch buffets, and many restaurants also sell the food that's about to go bad at a discounted rate.
What's the lunch buffet? I know obviously it's as it sounds it'll be a buffet, but is it is it a certain type of cuisine? Is it very common in Finland? It's not something I've learned about when watching videos about Finland. I know in other countries, some countries buffets are quite popular, some not so popular, but for me I don't mind it. I think I like to get a large choice of food. Usually they're quite reasonably priced for what you get. I'm not somebody who likes to spend a lot like going for fancy food, but I do like to go out and just get decent food for a decent price.
Next up, we have transportation. Transportation costs really depend on the mode of transportation that you choose. If you're going to opt for a car, there is the cost of parking and insurance that you need to factor in. However, we've noticed that Finnish cities are connected very well by public transportation, with most cities having buses, some even having trams, and the capital region is also connected by local trains and metro. The very minimal cost of transportation, such as using a monthly bus card, costs between 30 and 60 euros based on the city that you're living in.
That's quite good actually.
Additionally, many people choose to bike or use electric scooters during the summer months to save money. So now that we've covered the major expense groups, there is also miscellaneous expenses that you need to account for, such as the cost of clothing, the cost of furniture, gym memberships, and more. So when it comes to clothing, there are options in various price ranges, and it's usually possible to find something that suits your own price range. Finland is also famous for thrift stores and second-hand stores, which are all over the country and are a very good option if you're looking to save money. Second-hand stores also have home items and furniture that might be good if you're moving to Finland for the first time. A lot of people also opt to get furniture, for example, from recycling centers such as Accommodation and IKEA, which are affordable choices. When it comes to a gym membership, it can cost about 50 euros on an average per month, whereas student gyms are much, much cheaper. And last but not least, if you're going out for a coffee with a friend, a cappuccino costs about 5 euros, whereas a beer would cost something between 6 and 12 euros based on where you're located. So now that we've covered the expenses of living in Finland, you're probably curious to know about what are the salaries in Finland like. When it comes to salaries, it really depends on the industry and the experience level of individuals. Now, the minimum wage in 2022 for jobs in cleaning and construction were 11.2 euros per hour, starting at that rate. Now, for students, they're usually working in the hospitality, service, and cleaning industry, and the price per hour or the wage per hour is about 11 to 15 euros, based on the company that they're working for. Now, if you're coming on a residence permit, you can work 30 hours per week or 120 hours per month. So that can help you calculate how many hours you need to work to be able to sustain yourself in Finland. Now, for full-time work in Finland in 2022, the median salary crossed 3,300 euros a month. However, keep in mind that the salary and living expense really varies based on the lifestyle that you choose and the location where you're at. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide of living costs in Finland. From personal experience, when we were students, we spent about 800 euros per person per month. And now, as working adults without any student benefits, we're spending about 2,000 euros per person per month.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
We hope this video gives you an idea about...
Yeah, tell me what you think about that. Is that normal? Would you say that's how much you spend? Yeah, seems a lot, but I guess the quality of life in Finland, level of education, healthcare, all that's like the highest quality. Just Yeah, quality of life with regards to like things to do and just having beautiful nature on your doorstep and so on. Kind of priceless in a way, but tell me what you think about this. Does this match what you think of the cost of living in Finland? Is it more expensive for you? Less? Tell me your experience. Thanks.